you find people that you identify, you share your pain, your happiness, your hopes, your fears. So that's why I think it's very important to have this group of support.
Great. And you, Gustavo, what do you think?
I think it's really important for a lot of reasons, you know, because people need to understand they are not alone, you know, in the world, because other people are in the same conditions and have the same feelings, you know, are feeling the same stuffs. I think it's important because people, there are a lot of people that don't know, you know, how can I say, the problems and the how hard, you know, it's been for that people in this in that, can I say, the groups, you know, because there are a lot of people that don't know about that actually. And I think it's really important to make everybody, you know, understand these ideas, you know, and work together.
Yeah, I totally understand you. I think this is the main point. You know that you are not alone. There is someone that you can count. So you have a kind of inspiration in life and someone to follow. And this is really important. What do you think, Wellington?
Yeah, I agree with you. Sometimes we will need someone that can represent our feelings and some of our way we think that we cannot express for a lot of people. Uh, but I think there is something else, and I think this thing is maybe we have to see that not everybody have the same group of people to represent themselves. They said, yeah.
Okay, and you, Campelo.
Well, I think there is two big reasons for me. The first, and I think the most important, is what you've all have said, that to the people who are in this group, feel free to express itself and see there is other people's in the same cause. But I think the other reason is to show the people that are not in this group, let's say, I don't know if the right term is group, but the people that are not in this group, to show them that is normal to be in that group. That is not strange, is not weird, is not wrong being that group. I think the manifestations and the representative shows that to everyone else, everyone to see that is a normal thing, and I think that's important too, for that both reasons. To the people feel that they have other people like them, and they don't have to be ashamed of. And to the people that are not in this group, that it's a normal thing to be in that group. It's not strange or something else.
Great. Yeah, I think this is the biggest importance in a LGBT parade. You feel comfortable in being different. So even in a LGBT parade, you are not equal anyone there. So I think this is I think that what I want to say is that it's okay you being different, but you have someone that is different as you. The question number 2 is, what benefits can LGBT and heterosexual equality can bring to society? Gustavo, please. You have a dog.
Oh, sorry, my dog is trying to participate, you know. Yes, I think there are a lot of benefits because I have been, you know, heard several times that the diversity is really important for the growth of any institution. You know, it could be like a company, it could be a country, organization, and all kind of organizations. It's really important to have the diversity, you know, and we having this equality. I think the world will you start caring or looking to points, different points, you know, with different point of views, and it's really important because we need to grow as a country, as a world, you know, together, and only with the equality we can achieve that, I think.
Great. And you, Thais?
Yes, I think that this question is very related with what you said and what Alessandro said, because be different, it's nice, it's cool. And I think that the future, it's more like that. And these people that's very colorful and want to be different show us that not be the same, it's more cool, you know. And imagine a world that everybody's the same, use the same clothes and the same colors, and I think that a colorful world is more beautiful.
Okay. And for you, Alessandro?
Well, I think almost the same. I think what I think is interesting is that equality between heterosexual and LGBT, sorry, sounds at last to me a normal thing to expect equality. It sounds normal to me. And I think it sounds normal because all the fights of the last decades, I think, bring this concept to be normal, because it wasn't normal, this equality. And it isn't in some countries. So I think the movement, the parades and all this stuff helps to bring this equality and feel something right, you know, for everyone. Seems feels that it's right.
Okay. Well, então, and you?
I think the way the people see people like gays and black people, and this group of people on our society, you know, they need to be getting because we are one country, you know, Brazil, and everybody here is the same people, you know. I think I mean the same population, no, and you have the same culture, and you know what I mean. But I have a point of view that the quality that people, when people start to see each other in the same way, without, you know, thinking bad thoughts about people just because they have a different opinion of sexuality, you know. This kind of position will bring us to the same place, you know, with the same opportunities, and this kind of thing. But I don't have to accept anyone just because the opinion or because they are black or something like this. And it is not something like racism or something else, is like I have to accept you because you are people that have a good character, no? And that is something that we have to thinking about, because sometimes it can become ideology. I think this is the word. And if I don't accept your ideology, you will fight with me. you know and we are not talking about that. We are talking about we we be uh the same people, in the same place with the same opportunities, and this is something good. I don't know if you know what I mean, but it's something interesting to think about.
Yeah, I understand the most part of what you were saying. And yeah, and I think that, in my opinion, the best benefit is that when we separate LGBT community and heterosexual, I think that there is a huge problem that heterosexual also suffers, because when we are talking about sexism, we are talking a problem that affects heterosexual and the LGBT community. Because if you are an heterosexual person, you cannot show your feelings, you cannot wear pink. So this kind of problem could be decreased if heterosexual and LGBTs have equality in the society.
Yeah, if I can add something here, I would like to say that the biggest mistake of the LGBT community was to to join the political system, because sometimes they are not interested in your heart. They are interested in your vote, because they can move a lot of people, because of the ideology, and not just they want you to make up your mind and take you to wherever they want, and don't your heart. They use this to to change your opinion, and to be able to achieve their goals. And this is something that is bad.
Okay,
I was just want to say something about that. I think it's important for all the minorities to be part of the politics, because I'm not telling that it's the important for them to support candidates, but to be candidates and to be in the politics, because it's by representing their group that they will, how can I say, impact the society or make every other people to care about their problems. Or I think it's not their problems, but to care about things they are, how can I say, they live with these day to day, so they understand more than other people.
yeah, as you said, I think that it's really important as a society. We are political people. So if I am a LGBT person and I want to fight for my rights, I think the best way is in a political way. So I'm not waiting that an heterosexual give me some rights that I deserve. So I'm looking for the rights. So I think this is the biggest importance of occupy this space that we need to have. And other Black people, women, I think they should organize it in a political way to have the same rights that white and straight men have. Okay.
Yeah, I understand. I understand you, and I agree. Political, to be involved in political is something good for everyone. But when we choose the side of political, to represent the thing that we are looking for, because it can be bad, because if the people that has the same problem than we have, but the people is the different side of the political, uh, and I think here's the deal, because the people can have the same heart, but they are not right, because they are in the wrong place, the wrong side, and the political can do this kind of thing, and this kind of I don't think this word is right, but separate the mentality of what you are looking for. You are looking for equality, so why are you separate here in political? You know?
Yeah, kind of agree with you, but not so much.
Yeah,
No
because
problem. No problem.
I think there's a problem. The problem is not about the group, itself, the LGBT group, but it's about the bad politicians. There are bad politicians in every single
Exactly.
group.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
not about the group, it's about the bad politicians. They are everywhere, so we had to choose the best candidates to represent our group.
Yeah. Yes. It was exactly what I mean in the same time, because they have they own willing, they had their own goals, and it can be bad for you that looking for your rights, you know.
And to Thais, what do you think about it?
Actually, I prefer to answer the next question. I think that you said what I think. I tend to agree more with you and with Barska. I think that it's not related with LGBT people, but with people in a general way, like people are bad and people are bad independent of being LGBT or no. So that's why I think that you said everything, and I prefer to answer the next question. It's more of the same,
Okay, and you, Campelo, do you have something to say?
No, I agree with Thais that is the matter is not the point. I think the discussion goes is different from LGBT and these groups. I think is a pollution discussion. Even for another matters, like, no, we all want the best from Brazil. There are many political party, I don't know if that's the right name, that defends that they want the best for Brazil, and will be several different ways they think it's better. and it's the same point. Political is always like that, and that's a problem specific from politics and not the LGBT group, I think. But answering the question, yes, I think it's important to fight for other people's rights and any kinds of groups that is minorities from society.
Okay, so I think we answered the question number 3, so we can skip for the question number 4. So the question number 4 is, Baby, I was born this way. This is a Lady Gaga song. And why do you think people still believe that LGBT can influence the sexual orientation of other people? Thais, can you start, please?
Yes, I think that this perspective, this way to think, it's very obsolete. And people that think in that way probably is living on the past. You know, we have examples and proof that this don't happen. So it's more deep than just see two men or two women kissing one another and, oh, I want to be the same, you know, to do the same thing. So I think that people normally that defend this point of view normally make an association with violence. Oh, you see violence, you become a violent person, for example. But I think that's have a big difference of this. One, it's more the environment that you are involved, the environment that you grow at, and another, it's more biological, you know. So that's why for me it's different.
Great. Andrew Wellington. Well, okay.
Sorry, can you repeat that again?
And the question number 4. And why do you think people still believe in that LGBT can influence the sexual orientation of other people?
Okay, I think there are a lot of reasons, you know, and I think we have again political system, we have again the religion, you know, and talking about our country, Brazil. I don't know if there is someone here from other country, but here there are a lot of religions, you know, and it has been a big problem as well in this you know LGBT system. I don't know if I can say this way because I don't know if you already watched the video where there is a pastor, you know, batizando a guy, and the group of LGBT uh, got there and start to yell and uh, through things, and it was to me that it was so bad for the things that they goals, you know, because if you want to be accepted by the world, why are you fight with people that has different ways to think, you know, and uh, I don't think that is the way you do that, you know. I think we don't have to fight. I mean, you know, you hitting someone, you know, I think we have to to be stronger, and the way we think, we have to I don't know how to say, but believe in our feelings, in our heart. Like, I am a gay, and I know what I think, what I am feeling, and I will fight for it, you know. And I don't need to hate someone. I don't need to be someone, you know, a bad guy to do that. I have just to have a mindset that can can help me to achieve my goals. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't ever watched this video. Gustavo, please.
You know, I think there are a lot of reasons. It's a mix of misinformation and also selfishness, you know, because I've seen a lot of people talking about that, and most of them, they were kind of worried, you know, about their kids, about their family, you know, because they are misinformed. They don't know actually what's going on. They don't even care about going to the internet and trying to read or research about it, you know, before telling those things. So I think it's a selfish act, you know, telling that. Also, about what Wellington just said, I think it again, we shouldn't you know, judge the LGBT group about some acts, because the acts, isolated acts, don't represent the entire group, you know, because again, we have bad people in the politics, we have bad people in every single group, you know, heterosexual people, there are bad people in these groups as well. So I think we cannot judge the entire group or the ideology or you know, the cause, but just one specific event that have happened, you know.
Yeah, and I was thinking about it, and I haven't, as I said before, I have never watched this video, but I don't know, it can be an isolated fact. And what I know is that almost every single day there is some religion person that attacked some LGBT, and this is not an isolated fact. So we need to calculate the difference about one specific small group of people attacking the history, as you said, and a large group attacking a community. And to Alessandro, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with Gustavo, the points that he said about misinformation. I think it's important to, well, the question is, why do you think people still believe that LGBT can influence the sexual orientation of other people? Kind of helps, but in a good way, I think. If the person doesn't know anything about it, it won't be strange, and will make feels bad and could give another problems later, you know. Knowing that it exists and his feelings are not wrong, their feelings are right, and if he doesn't know that, the person doesn't know that, it may feels like it's strange and may brings to some other problems later, I think. uh, well, I think it can influence, yes, but in a good way. I don't know if I made myself clear, but I think but I think the people know that this group exists, can influence it for good, you know, in a good way to the people. well, I'm being repetitive with the other questions, but to the people feel it's normal to feel this way, you know?
Okay, so let's continue. The question number 5 is, being LGBT is a crime in 69 countries. Why are there laws that prohibit to be LGBT? I think this is kind of repetitive, but let's go. And Gustavo, what do you think?
I don't know, because I have no idea. It doesn't make sense for me in my head to have a law like that. I can understand. For me, it doesn't make sense at all. I think again, it can be because of misinformation. It can be because of lack of empathy with other people, and because of fear of the unknown, of people think they can understand. For me, there could be some reasons. Also, what Wellington said about religion. Some religions, they are really restricted about this point, unfortunately, as well. Oh, you're muted, man.
Into Campelo.
I agree with you, Gustavo. The point about, I think the point that is most critical in this country is that there is laws that prohibit to be LGBT is about religion. Religion in some countries is mixed with politics. In Brazil, not so much. But it is a little. But there are countries that the religion and politics is very close, and for religion, I think it is still a barrier. Don't know if it's the right word to this group. And anyways, just to be clear, I think it's wrong. But I think there is more a religion cause for that.
Okay, into Wellington.
I think as Gustavo said, the religion have something to do with it, but in my case, I think because in these countries didn't had a balance, because I think um, we should to have a balance, because if our religion is so stronger than everything in our country, everything that they will preach for us will be right, and that is not good. You have to think about the other part, and here we have this two parts, the, the, these two sides, two ways to think about, and that they don't get in the place where they can sit down and talk and decide what is better to do, because everyone think the same, almost everyone think the same way. No, the religion is so stronger, and that's not good. We should have a balance. And talking with that being said, I'd like to say something related with what Gustavo said. I think no, Gustavo no, but the question is, I think is the letter of the sing, the song. Uh, baby, I think is baby. I was born in this way. Is right? And I think that is not right, because we was born the way, but we grow up and we change our mind, we change the way we see the world, because if this way to think is right, the guy that I don't know how to say that, the guy that estrupa crianças, The guy that have a problem with it, with they like to think about the children, to do sex with children. They was born this way, and I have to accept that because they was born this way. No, that is wrong. That's so wrong. And
Sorry, Wellington, interrupt you, but you are talking about a psychological problem, and we are not talking about exactly this. Do you know? We are compare an emotional and a physical situation of one person with a psychological problem. So I think this is not fair. Okay.
yeah, I let me give you an example. I saw yesterday a video where a guy, I think 28 years old, was processing the government because when he was a child, his parents talked to him, and he decided that he was not a man, and so they decided to make a surgery, to change the sex, and then he grew up, and he regret, I think this is the word, and decide that that is not what he wanted to do, and this discourse can be wrong, I can be wrong, but I think this way, with this thing that happened, and I talk to you right now, no.
I don't know if I understand you,
I
but
think it could be dangerous to look to this subject that way, Wellington. Because if we saw if we see one video or one or maybe a couple of videos, and we can try to understand the whole thing because of just one, how can I say, one thing, one video cannot represent the entire thing. I think it could be like a fake news. Let's use the example of fake news. The guy uses some example to create a whole idea about the something that he wants to change people's mind, with a fake news. So I think you cannot look into the subject that way, just looking one video and trying to understand the whole context. It could be dangerous.
yeah, and I think you were talking about intersexual fact. So I think his parents, you said, they decide to make the surgery while the boy was a child. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. So an intersexual person, they born with both sexes, so they are not men or women. They are both. So I think the best choice is not your parents who does for you. It's only you. So if you was a child and your parents decide your sexual your 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 sexual birth and your biological birth, you can you also can decide when you grow, no, my parents made a bad decision, I'm not like this. And even if you are not an intersexual person, if you are a transgender person, you can decide to make the transition in your adulthood. And I think this is a personal problem. It's not something that me or you can decide if this is right or not.
Yeah, I understood you, but here's the deal, because uh when he was a child, he decided, I don't want to be a man, I want to be a woman. No, he is the Jew, because uh, if this discourse is right, uh, we don't we can't teach the child about sex, about what they want to know yet, what they are not prepared to talking about yet, you know?
Yeah, but also we cannot say that he was influenced, we, because he did take the decision. He could take the decision by himself. It doesn't mean, I mean this fact doesn't mean that he was influenced. He took the decision because uh, he realized that was his option. I don't think he was.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
yeah,
Was not influenced.
yeah. The problem is not about his decision. It's about I try to force someone to make a decision um, uh, based on the way I think. Is this I think this mistake. You know what I mean?
I'm a little confused, but no problem. Thais, did you answer the question?
No, what's the question?
Yeah, the
It's
question number
five.
4. Or, yeah, number 5, sorry.
Oh, okay. Yes, I think that you said a lot of things about it, guys, and I agree. I think that in this place, normally the society is based on traditions, old traditions, and they don't see the world changing. They don't ask themselves, and that's why they insist on these beliefs. That's the reason. It's very hard to us that don't agree with this. Try to find reasons, and so trying to look out of the situation. That's the answer that I found. Old traditions that they don't ask themselves, why they have to change.
Okay. So guys, welcome back again. Okay. Jesus, a lot of small rooms. So guys, how was the conversation? Jose, please, can you start? How was the conversation in the small room?
Okay, it was really good. We are only in 3. And so we're talking about almost all the questions.
Great.
We think it's important to have education to construct a safe life for everybody at school, at streets, in the community, and be respectful with people and their sexual orientation, and yeah, that's it.
Great. And in your room, Vinicius, how was the conversation?
Oh, the conversation was really nice. I think it's an important theme to talk about, to reflect. I don't have so much knowledge about this. That's why it's important to talk about more. And as I said in our room, I think we live, unfortunately, we live in a very conservative society. I think the things are changing. There are so much to do, but I think the first step is to talk about more in everywhere, and it's important to talk about this kind of issue, you know. And the conversation was really nice.
Great. Yeah, I think this is the biggest reason I bring in along this month the subject. And for you, Adriana, how was the conversation?
Hi. Oh, it was nice. We are in 4 in the room, and all people participating, and we talk a lot with personal situations, and it was very good.
Great. And Campelo, it was your first time. What do you think about it?
Well, I think it's nice. Some important questions, important subjects to talk about. Some good discussions, I say that way, in our group. I like that there's some different views about some points, and I think it's good to talk about and see different ways of thinking. And I like it very much. I'll probably come back next week.
Okay. So guys, first of all, I share with you the links to our social medias on the chat. So follow us. It's really important for us and help us a lot. The second, I have an advice for you. This is about the WhatsApp group, and tomorrow the price will increase. So if you want to join the WhatsApp group, till today it's 20 reais, and in the WhatsApp group you have access to all conversations, to the topic of the meetings, and you also have some classes with Philip, so it can also help you to improve your English skills. And for list, I have the link to the feedback that I don't know where, where I let this link. So, oh Jesus. Oh, okay, I found. And I search with you by this chat. Okay, guys, so please answer the feedback. And I hope you enjoyed the conversation, and I see you next week. So see you guys. And thanks for joining.
Bye. Good night.
See you.